My relationship with Brent and his Children's Center comes primarily from the fact that I'm a marriage, family, child therapist, and I work a lot with children. And when you work with children, a lot of times you need to address academic issues that they're having, and I have found Brent to be a wonderful resource for that. He's a really good resource because he's timely in his reports. He contacts people in a timely manner. His costs are reasonable. He's competent, and I get really good, usable reports from him. Brent has some really interesting areas he puts in his report. Not only do I get the results of the tests themselves so that I can look at the data and compare it, but he has a really good section at the end of a report that has recommendations that is really helpful. It's very user-friendly so that I can help parents implement what to do with the test results, how to help their child. So it's more than just getting a test that says, yes, your child has a learning disability. It says, now that we know he has a learning disability, here's some things that you can do to help him. And I think Brent is really good with kids. I've watched him with kids. He knows how to build rapport with them. If you don't build rapport with children, you don't really get adequate results. And probably the largest compliment I can give to Brent is when I had a family member that needed to have testing, I asked Brent to do it, and we had really, really good results with that. It's my granddaughter, and she's adopted and has some what appeared to be learning disabilities, and the teachers were not sure what to do and how to help her. And they thought maybe it was just issues from the adoption as opposed to learning disabilities, but really didn't know. So having Brent do the testing and do the differentiation and then help my daughter because my daughter homeschools my granddaughter, help her have ways to engage my granddaughter and get her back on track, and also to make decisions about whether homeschooling was the best option or whether putting her in part-time school, or really what the best options were for her specific needs. And I think for parents, it's scary when you have a child that you don't know what to do for as a parent, and then you're looking to professionals, and resources sometimes are limited, and so you need to know that you can trust who you're working with, that they're there to help you and not just, yes, we're all making a living, that's true, but it's got to go beyond that when you work with families. I do see Brent as very trustworthy in the sense that probably of not all the practitioners, but many of the practitioners I've worked with, not just here, but also in LA, in the area I'm from, Brent doesn't have an investment in pathologizing a child. If a kid's fine, Brent's fine saying, there's not a testing problem here. There's no academic, there's no learning disability. He's not invested in having the children come back to him time and again because he only does the testing and then refers out. So, I refer to as very clean. He has a purpose, and that's all he needs to do, and he doesn't get it confused with padding a practice or anything like that. I've known Brent for a long time. I knew Brent before he started, before he started the center. He was a school psychologist, and he and I were introduced, and he referred to me, and we'd worked on some cases. He had the kids at the school that I was seeing. And I remember him starting El Paseo Children's Center, and the enthusiasm and the excitement and the work, and it's wonderful to see that it has flourished and he's doing well. I've seen him become a parent himself. He has 2 wonderful children. He's a great daddy. And I think that has, I have never said this to Brent, but I think he improved since he had children. He's learned how to relate to kids even better. So I think, all around, he's right where he should be and is a good resource for our community.